alphabets, but I don't want them to scare you. But I just want to let you know that there's a reason for that. There's a reason behind me standing here, those alphabets. So please allow me, for those who are not maybe in the healthcare field, to clarify a little bit of what those little alphabet means. My first initials, the DNP part, it means that I have, and I have been certified by the American College Association. I've been accredited, and starting from the bottom, going all the way up, which I believe most of us have had. You know, you start with the lowest degree, you go to the highest degree, and there's a reason behind that too. The second initials indicate, which is the RN part, that I'm a qualified licensed registered nurse approved by the Maryland Board of Nursing to practice as a skilled advanced practice nurse. The third one means that I'm approved and licensed to practice as a certified case manager by the American Case Management Society of America. And the last one, it means that I'll be certified and approved by the American Board of Managed Care Nurses to practice in the United States as a case manager. Wow. But don't run there, because that's not what we hear about. Part of why we're here today is because we might be thinking as we're sitting down in our chairs that healthcare is not me, engineering is not me, computer analyst is not me. But, ladies and gentlemen, we sit back and we have a lot to share, but I believe that we have a lot in common. So, just like most of you who are sitting here today, we all once had a dream. Different, but all of it was for the same purpose. Today, you're looking at a young woman who left her village at a very young age after my parents sold all their cows and goats to come to this land that we've heard many call the land of honey and gold, the United States. Sounds sweet, but after many years of sitting here in this country, I feel like I've extended my stay. And I found new experiences and discoveries. And it has come to my attention that I need to break valleys, my comfort, and go back to my country where I'm supposed to be saving lives. Over 20 years later, like I said, I'm still saving lives here in the United States. Not in Kenya, but in one of the best hospitals in the world, Johns Hopkins Hospital. Sounds sweet, but yet sad, because for most of us here today, the news from the media or the late phone calls that we all get from Kenya constantly, I got one this morning, are breaking our ears, is destroying our ears, because in Kenya, lives are dying. So whether it's in healthcare, engineering, computers, education, or transportation, finance, and many more, I'm here to remind you that we have a big problem in our motherland, and there is no one else. Don't let anyone lie to you that somebody else is going to come up from that job and go back in Kenya and save our lives. It's us. We are the most important first step. Like I said, I started with a dream. Those dreams sometimes have become a nightmare when I get those phone calls. But now, I want to make a reality on solving and saving life. One young man told me that the first step of becoming an entrepreneur is to have a vision or an idea in the brain. The second step is to turn that idea into a dream by writing it down. The next step, of course, is research, which I believe, like most of us, moved away from our country to come here to look for that research, that new idea in us. And now we've found it. Some of us, I've said, are going to the highest level it is to seek for that. But yet, we're still sad because we haven't found the resources or the means to be able to go back and do what we're supposed to do to save lives. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to, or I do ask you to please allow me to share with you the discovery and implementation of the medical hospital plan, which is part and outcome of the discovery of Kenyatta University project. Some of us are still not understanding why we are here today. So let me give you a little bit of background for some of us who haven't heard or don't know about the healthcare system in Kenya. We continue to hear that the healthcare costs are rising. It's true, they are rising every day. But the funny part that it's estimated that 20% of the 20 billion Kenyan shillings of the diaspora money that we spend every time to Kenya goes to healthcare. Wow. The sad news is, even though we're sending that money, and we continue to struggle to send that money, still, we're not getting the care we need. Also, I want to remind you that the little village dispensaries that some of us went to years ago are still there, and they are the ones who are practicing at the lowest level, but a majority for many. And those that try to go to those facilities and find that they don't have the resources they need, they try to move on to the hierarchy, but guess what? If you don't have the finances, you cannot be able to access those facilities. Because you hear of Aga Khan, you hear of Nairobi Hospital, but think about it, they're all located in Nairobi. We all don't come from Nairobi. I have my grandmother all the way in Loitoto, and she's not nowhere close to Nairobi. So, that's healthcare in Kenya. The government says that they're the ones that control everything in our country. Right now, they're saying that we have 5,000 healthcare facilities in Kenya, which 41% of those are located to the healthcare centers. NGOs, companies that feel mercy for us, they run 15% of those, and the private sector run 43% of those. The Ministry of the Health, I heard, they're the ones who set policies, procedures, rules, and regulations. But we've heard news, and some of them I now want to bring them here today. What else in the United States? We do have 26 physicians per every 10,000 people. In Kenya, just one doctor is for those 10,000 people, which is the lowest average there is, not only here in America, but in Africa. For most of us, like some of us, we did move from Kenya. We have like 50% of our Kenyan physicians going somewhere else to practice. Because, first of all, there's no money to even pay for those who are well qualified to even want to work there. So what happens? You have these village, other corner shops that are running as our hospitals in Kenya. 37% of nurses try to supplement that kind of care that is needed. Even midwives, pharmacists, and all other qualified physicians try to do that when they're not on strike. We continue to hear that every day, that they're on strike every day. Kenya also has the highest rate of people migrating to other countries. 51% of those leaving the country to somewhere else, according to a 2000 study that I read. Wow. Fellow Kenyans, we have a huge problem and we need a solution.